Uh, Thanks again for joining the Emancipate Show. I'm your host, Kel. Joining me today is Clarence Joseph. You a super lightweight what boxer?
Super middleweight boxer.
Middleweight. Okay. And I figure more or less you're transitioning from boxing to music. I take it right.
That's correct.
Okay. Let's start off. Where you from?
Originally, I'm from the U.S. Virgin Islands, St. Croix.
Oh, that's on my to-do list to places to visit.
Yeah,
Okay.
man.
Okay. How old are you now?
I am 40 years old right now.
Okay, and still boxing.
I stopped for about 2 years, but I'm trying to get back into it. Yes, I am.
Okay, so can you tell me your journey to towards being a boxer?
Oh, yes. Well, let's see. I started boxing when I was like about 12 years old. Had my first fight, and I won it, by stoppage. And then I continued boxing. When I was 15 years old, I was a Caribbean champion in the Cava Games. I won it twice, and I was the youngest Caribbean Cava champion fighting against like 18-year-olds in my weight class at that time. And then I went ahead and joined the military. And when I joined the military, I joined the World Class Athlete Program. And the World Class Athlete Program, that's the boxing program for the U.S. Army. And from that point, man, I was fighting. I was doing everything as an amateur representing Team USA and the military. And I won national championship in Las Vegas. I've won, the state, the regionals, every tournament you could think of in the USA I've won. I was ranked number 2 in the USA back in 2004. Only guy that beat me, who was ranked number 1, was Andrew Durrell, and it was a good amateur experience for me. Learned a lot.
So being a boxer, you got to be in a certain shape or physique. I take it right.
That is correct.
That's you fighting David what's his name?
David
Allah.
Lujan, I think that his name was Lujan. Yeah,
Right. Did you win this fight?
I did. I won that fight.
Okay. What year was this?
My gosh, let's see, what year was that? Ay, ay, ay. I have to go back in my memory. Let me see, David Lujan. That was in Oklahoma. I think it was in Oklahoma. Probably around either 2014 or 2013, I believe.
Okay. So what kind of things you got to prepare for being a boxer? Because I never actually spoke to a boxer before. You're the first boxer I'm
Oh,
actually
right.
talking.
So some of the things you got to do prepare to be a boxer is number one is really truly you have to have discipline. You definitely need a coach, and you definitely need a gym where you can work out at. And you have to like run in the morning, sometimes 5 to 6 times a week. You have to not eat certain foods, and can't drink. It's a whole lot of discipline when it comes to like boxing especially when you're training for a fight. And that those are some of the ethics that you truly need for being a good boxer.
Is there a weight you gotta be?
Yes, depending on what weight you're fighting at, there's a lot of different weight classes. You have lightweight, you have welterweight, you have middleweight, super middleweight, you have light heavyweight, heavyweight, and so forth and so forth. So depending on what weight you're fighting at, you have to try to maintain that weight or lose that weight to fight in that weight class, and then you can get back the weight. But once you make that weight, but yeah, and that's hard too, super hard.
I see. So all right. Um like what are the different weights you can be and cannot be being a boxer?
Let's see. You could actually be like, for me, like, because I'm not super tall, you know what I mean, and I don't have like a big frame like some other guys. Like I wouldn't go up to like super heavyweight or fighting heavyweight or cruiserweight because I don't have the frame for it. You know what I mean? Because
Uh,
some guys are just built differently. You know, right now I'm heavy right now because I took off for like 2 years and I got fat. But in order for me to lose this weight, I can. You know what I mean? It's just a mental thing. I just got to go in my zone and jump on a diet, talk to my nutritionist, and then lose the weight and get ready for a fight. But once you get, for me, I think my perfect weight is like super middleweight. Probably no heavier than a light heavyweight, or yeah, probably a light heavyweight. I won't go up any higher than that.
okay, so all right. So if you're gonna get a trim, it will be probably something like this we're watching on the screen. I take it, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. And how long would that take for you to get into shape and to have that kind of stamina and endurance all over again?
So because I have took off for 2 years, I have to rebuild my body and make it back strong. So the first goal I have to do is lose weight, and so I'll give myself at least probably 4 to 5 months just to lose the weight and make sure I get inside of the right weight class. At least I won, 178, 10 pounds within my fighting weight, and then once I can hit that goal, then I'm ready to go ahead and say, hey, I'm ready to start fighting. I'm ready to start sparring, ready to start going out to other gyms and looking for people to spar with and fight.
Being a boxer, have you ever got into any kind of street fights or so?
I have. I've got into a few street fights. Yes, yes, I have. I didn't start it, but I, I was in the club one night in Oklahoma, and I was just enjoying my birthday, with my wife, and I was just chilling, and this guy just kind of, hit me in the face, just punched me dead in the face, and I don't even know this person. I didn't know this guy. He just punched me in the face because he was fighting some other guy, and I guess because I was standing there, he probably thought I was trying to, I don't know, fight him or something. So he punched me in the face, and when he punched me in the face, and I had 2 drinks in my hand, I was like, "Yo, this guy just got punched in the face." you know, so I told my wife, I said, "Baby, hold my drinks for me." so so once I gave my wife my drinks, man, I just, reacted. I guess I just hit the guy one punch and I knocked him out clean in the club. The security guards came and then it was like, hey, I saw what happened. Don't worry about it. You good? You can still stay in the club. And they took the guy out the club. So that was one experience.
So being in the ring, um, I I'm more familiar with Mike Tyson. I check a couple of your fights out, whatnot. Um, uh, what things are you faced with when you're about to fight one of your opponent? What kind of things go through your mind?
I think I think what go through my mind is, okay, I need to be able to adjust to whatever style this fighter is bringing to me, because all at the same time, this guy, he can knock me out at any time, and it's the same thing. I could do the same thing to him. You know what I mean? So my goal is I got to try to my best to keep my hands up, try my hardest to show off my power and my speed, but also trying to like think high IQ as a boxer. Like if he throw this, I'm gonna throw this. If he throw a jab, I'm gonna try to counter with a right hand. If he throw a lazy jab, I'm gonna counter him with a right hand hook. And just whatever the opening is, just continue to attack him. Until I get rid of my opponent.
You mentioned that you never been knocked out before. Um, the fights that you lost, they were all by what decisions, right?
Correct. That's right. All by decisions.
Um, how did that come about? Like, what did the guy throw more punches than you? You throw less punches. What went wrong in the ring? Why the decision was made against you, not with you?
I think one of the reason why I've lost some of my fights as far as like losses is either because some of my fights I was either flat footed, and by flat footed meaning I wasn't responding to what the guy was doing. Like I fought a guy named it just was in the World Series of Boxing. It's not a professional fight, but it's like a semi-professional area,
Mhm.
And I fought this guy, and he was really good. These guys are Olympians, just like me. And I take none away from the guy. The guy is a great fighter. The guy, was on his P's and Q's that night. And that night I was just a little flat. So what I realized was I said, oh, you know what? Next time I got to make sure that I don't fight flat footed. I got to be able to react to whatever someone is throwing at me. You know what I mean? I can't be slow to throw back. And so that made me learn like, all right, I need to work on my speed. I need to make sure I'm not flat footed in the fight and so forth.
So flat-footed meaning like you're not responding as quick as you're supposed to. I take it right.
That is correct. Yes, that is correct. Yes. So like he would hit me, he would jump in right, and he would throw two punches like a jab right hand, pop pop right. And if I took 3 seconds, I'm way too late. If I took 2 seconds, I'm too late. I gotta respond. He throw one two, I need to come back, wow, wow, right away. And so in that fight, I was a little slow in that fight, and I totally lost that fight. He beat me by, I think he beat me by one point or two
Mhm.
points, something like that. It was a close fight though.
So this was an exhibition fight. I take it right.
No, this fight here, this was my first fight when I started professional boxing, like actual one that got recorded in the books. Because I've had other professional fights, but they were subject as no contest because, for instance, say somebody got hit with an elbow or we had butted or something, they'll say, oh, no contest, so that fight doesn't count. You know what I mean? But this one was my actual first fight. That's my dad right there. I may rest in peace. He was my trainer, and so this is my actual first fight in St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands.
Okay. And what made you decide to become a boxer?
Man, I think it was more of a. My dad was a boxer. My grandfather was a boxer, so it just kind of ran in the family. My dad, I have about five brothers and one sister, so we all were boxing from a young age, and that's all he did. That's all we did. We was poor. You know what I'm saying, and we didn't have a gym. So what my dad did was he put the boxing, the heavy bag, and everything on the top of the tamarind tree. It's a tamarind tree. And so he hooked all the equipment, everything onto the tamarind tree. And that's how I started boxing. From 5, 6 years old, my dad had me throwing punches. But my first fight when I was actually 12 years old. So, that's what just kind of got me into it. And I loved it. See, my dad was a boxer. And then my great grandfather was like the Cuban champion. So it runs in my family.
Do you like fighting? Like
Yes, yes, I love fighting. I love fighting. At first, I didn't. When I was young, I was like, man, I don't want to fight. I don't want to train. I want to go play. You know what I'm saying? And my dad was like, nope, you're going to get your butt in the gym. You know what I mean? That's how it was back then. And so I ended up liking it and loving it because, you do something enough and then you realize you got some talent. You say, something, I actually enjoy this. I actually enjoy running. I actually enjoy fighting. And for me, it don't hurt. It's fun for me now.
what with your hands as a licensed professional boxer, don't you think you might be a threat or a target for money? Like if somebody see you and they be like, yo, what's up? Like, yo, what you trying to do? Like, you don't feel like you'll be like a target for money or people try to sue you, being that you're in a position that you're in?
Uh it could be. I don't really think about it because, I'll be honest with you, I just believe in like defending myself, and I won't go overboard. Like I ain't gonna kill nobody. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that I have the skills to hit somebody or to damage someone. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, okay, if somebody hits you, you use this force to defend yourself. You know what I'm saying? After once I disable my opponent in front of me, whoever it is in the streets, there's no need for me to continue. You check what I'm saying? So I just kind of try to, make sure I obey the law on the land, and I don't really worry about it that way.
So being in what other things you prepare for, like as a boxer? What maybe I should say it like this, and like
Mhm.
what is key in the ring? Speed, endurance, or wearing your opponent down?
I think you need all of them: speed, endurance, power. And you need to know how to have think a high boxing IQ in the ring. I think they all matters in the ring. If you try to focus on one thing, you might lose to an opponent who is strong in that area. You see what I'm saying? So you have to be able to try your best to work on all those things so you can be a better boxer.
Cool. And what are the levels being a boxer? Like the ranks? How does that go?
The ranks. Let's see. Well, first, I would recommend all fighters and boxers to, at least try amateur boxing. You know, I think amateur boxing is like the school of boxing. That's where you learn to fight all type of different fighters. You know what I mean? Now, is there a way where people jump straight from the streets and go straight into professional boxing? They do, and some do good, but not majority of them. You see what I'm saying? Some do good, but going back to the amateurs is to me the number one. That's the basic, where you need to learn all of your skills because you find everybody. You find Cubans, you find Russians, you find people from all over the world, as an amateur. And then when you're ready to go inside of the professional boxing, then, reach that level. So it's amateur first. If like for me, I went amateur, then semi-pro, and then pro. You know, so I would say those three levels is a awesome experience. You know what I mean? Because in the semi-pro, I fought Olympians, and then fought regular fighters, but I fought Olympians who have way more experience than me. Some who won gold medals, some who won bronze medals, silver medals, and I think just all that education and training from those type of events made me who I am, as a professional.
Okay. And being a boxer, who are your inspiration that you grew up having a liking to as a boxer to another boxer?
Man, I got a few of them. I like Roy Jones. I like Mayweather. I think those guys are awesome fighters, man. And as far as like old school, Sugar Ray Robinson,
Mm.
and
No
of course,
Ali?
yeah, of course Ali. I just about to say, of course Ali. That's Ali was always to me. He's the one that had the boxing, the bouncing down, and the movement with the boxing, and of course Ali. So yeah, I got a few.
So with being a boxer, like if you had to take one thing in the ring with you, what would that be and why? Like one skill you take in it. I mean, we know you have to use a conglomerate of everything to do what you have to do in the ring. But if there's one thing you would take in the ring with you, what would you take with you, like, and use it against pretty much all your opponents?
Oh man, I would take conditioning. I
Conditioning.
would condition it.
I thought it would have said speed or maybe endurance. What is conditioning?
Conditioning is when you train for a fight, right? And you um, get inside of that ring, right? You could throw like 50 punches and not get tired. You see what I'm saying? You can do power shots, you can do speed, you can do, I mean, anything in that ring and not get tired for all those rounds you're about to fight. So that's one thing for a fact I would take with me, because I think that alone, conditioning. If you're not conditioned right, if you're not like able to, you think you're working out right, right? And you might be running, you might be training, you might be sparring, but if you don't have the right strength and conditioning coach or someone to condition you to be able to put out, that much punches, sometimes you could get tired in the ring. And if you get tired in the ring and you don't have like a second wind to come back, pretty much you're almost done in the fight, because without conditioning, you have no speed, you have no power, you have no form, and you would just start losing.
Um, how do you build that conditioning, or should I say endurance? So how do you build that being a
So for
boxer?
yeah, for conditioning, you definitely, a speed and conditioning coach who, make you sprint, running, what I'm saying, sparring, 5 to 6 days in the gym, sometimes 2 to 3 sessions, a day. All that builds conditioning, but definitely the running, definitely the sprinting, definitely hitting the tracks, hitting those hills, uh, you know, anything that can give you that edge, and you just got to make sure that you're conditioned well, train enough time for the fight. You know what I'm saying? So probably 3 to 4 months. Make sure you're well conditioned, you're well trained, your form and everything is right, and you're gonna have fun in the ring, man. You don't even get tired.
How
It's
many? Go
like for
ahead.
this fight here,
Mm-hmm.
that fight right there, I wasn't conditioned as well because I actually got sick. It was that day I got sick, and I was fighting that guy sick.
Mm.
Yeah,
How many
and
rounds you go? What is it? 12 rounds, right?
when you go 12 rounds, when you fight like a world championship bout, you go 12 rounds or 10 rounds.
Mm. So how long you think you last in the ring with Mike? Like at this stage, if you and Mike was supposed to go at it?
Mike Tyson,
Yeah.
man, hey, I respect Mike Tyson. I love Mike Tyson. So for me to go up to Mike Tyson, I would jump on my bike. I won't even try to fight him because he's a heavyweight, and I'm like, I will be like a super middleweight. I mean, right now I'm fat, so if I try to fight Mike at his weight, oh man, he'll knock me out. you know. So I would have to run. I would have to be on my bike and fight Mike Tyson. I would not fight Mike Tyson just like trying to exchange blows for blows with Mike. I got to be smart.
All right. In this stage, how you think you'll perform with Floyd?
If I was in shape and condition,
Yeah, like that, like where you are
oh,
right now.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
like we mean like right now how I am.
No, no, no.
Oh,
In the ring, no, the
it,
way you are in the ring right now.
okay, got you. Well, in that fight I was sick, so I think with Floyd, I would definitely give him a good run for his money. I'm always going to believe and say, hey, you know what? I think there's a chance for me to win against any fighter. So, but I love Mayweather, and I think that he's one of the most best and skilled fighters in the whole world. So I can't take nothing away from Mayweather either. You know what I mean?
Got you. So, why the change from boxing to music?
Oh well, that well, you see, that is a funny story because before when I was boxing, I was doing music when I was young in school, and drumming on the lunchroom tables, just having fun with the kids, and we used to do that all the time. And so music was like always my first love in a sense, and then it became boxing because I was doing it. You know what I mean? And music was just something I did just to have fun with. So all my years I was boxing, I was still just singing music. I was still practicing. I was still writing songs. And that's what I would do. And then in 2015, my wife was like, you should probably take it serious. You sound really good. You have a deep voice like Bonnie Killer, almost near to them guys. You have the style. You should take it serious. I was like, yeah, you know what? You're right. I should take it serious. And And that's when I decided to take my music seriously. And that's when I had, and the first place I went was Jamaica. I had to touch down into Kingston. I make some connects. I link up into Waterhouse with Dre Suede, and I went to Seaview and link up with One Army. And so, it was something that I had to do, had to go see Bob Marley and, the whole
Roots,
reggae, the
right?
roots where
Yeah,
it came from. You know what
get
I'm saying?
connected with the roots. You go to the mecca of reggae to get connected with the roots.
Yes, yes,
Got
yes.
you, got you. So who your vice with so far?
So far, I voiced a track with Ebrew. I call him Ebrew from Quantum Records. He's pretty cool, man. Really cool. Youth was my partner in doing music and stuff. I've also voiced a track with Merciless. I just released a single. It's Hitman Wally, Merciless, and Krueshef on a track called Sad News. It's out now. It's one of the last songs he did before he passed away.
Your recipe.
Um, yeah, my recipes to Merciless. Don't know. Let's see, and I think that's it for now. Those just two guys are mainly. Oh, I have actually did a little thing for Dre Suede with SZA Kalanji, but haven't been released yet. So we're still trying to figure that out. To see if SZA approves it and everything.
Oh, this guy went down. Go ahead, I'm listening.
Yeah, man, yeah, man. So that's who I've advised with so far. But so far out there, Merciless, the main one.
Yeah, yeah. Him actually passed. I think that's the only artist that I think could actually give Bounty Killer a good rival. Merciless. Rest in peace to
Hey,
him.
you don't know, is it? The Warren Dunn from Clarendon. Yeah, I
Okay.
think he did, but I think he actually had a battle with them guys in Sting back in like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, a long time ago. You remember?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Merciless is definitely a force to reckon with, but it's just
Yes.
you
Yeah.
never that keep up with him health and them thing and the drinking. Mm-mm.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that you have to keep that under control. And
Yes. Yeah.
I think I personally think he died probably from a stroke, like, you know, and then depression set in, and then yeah, all that stuff. Like whenever we're entertainers or public figures, we got to take care of ourselves, no matter
Yeah.
what line of work we're in. We got to take care of ourselves. That's key.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
All right. So basically, I got juggle being a DJ and you got work your way back into being an artist, a boxer again. So you're
Yes.
gonna do you think you could manage both careers or the the two journeys ahead? You could manage both.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I think I can. I definitely think I can. So and that's the good thing about it is like with music never hurt. You know what I mean? So I definitely think I can work, train, work out, still practice my music, and still perform, and still go where I need to go to. But it just be a little different. You know what I'm saying? Instead of me asking for a whole bunch of hotels and drinks, I'll be asking for a gym and
Mhm.
working out.
So I take it you don't drink, right?
I drink here and there, not all the time, but for a fight, never. And don't drink during the training for a fight.
Okay. So when you're about to go and like you have a fight coming up, you have to cut back on certain things. You have to eat a couple of things. No partying. What are the do's and don'ts before you lead up to a fight?
Yeah, okay. So definitely do's and don'ts. So definitely don't drink, don't smoke, leave the soda alone. You have to drink a lot of water, because that's be sweating. And so you definitely need that water to be your fuel and not nothing else. Um, Definitely don't party all night and stay up to like 3 o'clock in the morning and think you're gonna fight the next day and feel refreshed. That's definitely a no-go. you know, Hey, that's not gonna work. And one of my things my dad used to tell me too was, what I'm saying, don't have sex the night of your fight either, because if you do that, now your legs are weak. You know what I mean? So you don't want to do that either. So definitely don't do that.
I learned that from Mike Tyson. Abstinence is definitely you need to stay away from that. Like
Yeah.
for at least, well, Mike Tyson used to go for a couple of months, so he could build that drive up to do what he got to do to perform in the ring.
Yes.
So
Yes.
who you like when you get back in shape? So who's on your card to looking forward to fight?
But right now, I
Mhm.
think. Let me see. Um, I will. Right now, I think I would just want to fight whoever is in super middleweight. So once I get in shape, because I feel like I can fight any one of them. Once I get back in shape, I gonna look to fight. I would love to fight any ways about Triple G. I would love to fight Canelo. I love to fight anybody who is in the super middleweight class, because not only that I have the experience to fight them, I just need to get an opportunity. You know.
Okay. So when you're about to fight another boxers, what's the requirement to get to that other fighter that you're trying to get to fight?
Well, the requirements is you got to stay busy, and you gotta put in the work. So basically, once I get back into shape and I start fighting, I got to start winning, and that's truly the requirement. I got to start winning. I got to start making noise as far as showing them that, hey, Clarence Joseph is back. Clarence Joseph is back. I got to build my record, show them that, hey, I fought these guys. I fought a couple fighters who had no losses. So I got to prove myself as a fighter so I can fight them big fights.
Cool. What are the upside of being a boxer and the downsides being a boxer? Because I know with all the punches that you guys take to the head, it has to have some form of ramification when you get older.
I think the upside about being a boxer is that you're always once you start training and you start working up for a fight, you're in the best shape of your life. Your body is strong, mentally, physically, even spiritually. You know what I'm saying? You're in a good space. I think the downside about being a fighter is like over a career is that you could get punch drunk, and it could affect the way you think, your mind, your speech. So those are all the risks that comes with boxing. You know what I mean? It comes with the territory. Sometimes you may forget stuff, or doesn't have the best memory in the world, but that's the risk that comes with the territory. That's one of the things that you're going to may affect you as you continue as a professional fighter. You know, so one of those things you got to be willing to take the risk. And if you're a true warrior, true fighter, hey, you know what you're getting yourself into.
Mm. So you have any fears of being like being this in this taking this career path? Are there any fears that come along with that maybe one day you might have a lot of amnesia, maybe you won't perform well when you're like maybe like 50, 60 or so, maybe you have a blackout, maybe you have a lot of memory loss. Are there any fears of that?
No fears at all, man. Because for me, I truly believe that what Jah have for me is for me. And whatever in life, if I have to go through it, then I go through it smiling and rejoicing. You know, so I try to think of the positive and try to just keep my mind on the fact that, hey, I worked hard, I trained hard, I pray hard. I know in myself I should be all right. You know, and if it doesn't happen the way I want it to go, guess what? I still say glory be to Yah. You know,
Okay. So what sponsors you get in your journey as a boxer? Like do Adidas, well never is but yeah, do Everlast sponsor you? These what brands came to you for sponsorship or you
as
sponsor?
as far as I go, I didn't have any sponsorship for me, because a lot of the contracts that when I got approached for a contract, I wasn't feeling the contracts. So because I wasn't feeling the contracts. I didn't agree with the contracts, and for them to use my likeness, my image, and
Amen.
everything for perpetual. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna do it on my own, and I've been doing it on my own. Where it's been hard and it's been rough, but you know what? I never quit. I'm still trying to do it. I'm still trying to push as far as I can because I don't believe in fighters being abused or getting taken advantage of. And I felt like me being from the islands, when they offered me certain contracts, it to me was like an insult. And I just said, you know what? It's all right. I'm gonna do it on my own.
Right. What we what I'm not- oh. So if you were gonna be contracted or something, like how would you like your contract to be structured, in like, in not with too much detail, but like, how would you like your contract to be structured if you had to make out something that's going to be beneficial for not only for you, and if you have kids and stuff like that and other family, how would you like your contract to be structured?
Definitely, they should set like a set time frame, anywhere between, 2 to 4 years, a contract where you can, change out of that contract if you wanted to, if they're not doing what they're supposed to do. You know what I mean? Those type of clauses like not being, not owning me forever. You know what I
Mm,
mean? Not,
owning
not
you, owning you.
yeah, owning me forever, and on my music as well, or anything else that comes with me that I
Yeah,
decide to produce.
right.
You
They
know what
tie
I
you
mean?
into that.
Yeah. So for those things, if those things are really removed out of a contract, you know what I mean? Then yes, I'd be willing to sign. You check what I'm saying? Something that I know, okay, this is something I can dedicate my 2 years to. This is something that I can do, but it's not something that they can want to take something that belonged to me personally and still make money off of it. Even though it has nothing to do with boxing. So I think those are my main things.
Okay, well, yeah, because as you know, when you put a when you sign to a contract, they own your likeness. If they
Yep.
want to put if they want to put a fish by your head, you know me matter about,
Yep.
you know, we own you. So that fish, what you call
But
it, represent that, whatever.
correct.
Yeah, yeah. I believe I don't think anybody should be bound to anything, and I think you guys should be able to move freely, and if you feel uncomfortable at something, I think you should that something need to be dealt with. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And I don't feel
Mhm.
like anybody should be trapped in anything that they feel uncomfortable about. And
Correct.
these people, they like to own people,
Oh yeah.
and they'll build you up, and they say, "Oh, we're gonna take this away from you. We're gonna take that away from you. We're gonna strip this away from you." Yeah.
Hmm. Yep.
Okay. I can definitely relate to that. So what advice would you like to give up and coming boxers that's trying to being in the industry like yourself?
I think one advice I give them as far as like the boxing, I would definitely tell them, keep training, keep working hard, make sure you read the contracts, and don't let nobody lock you into something where they own you. You know, make them put a clause in there that says, it is not perpetual, it's not forever. Have a certain time frame that works for them, and and still get their education. I think that's something really important for the young youths. As far as with the music goes, I would say, just keep working hard. Network with a lot of people, stay positive, never quit, and never give up on your dreams.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Um, so with the music that you've already done already, any other artists you planning on working with?
You know something? I will. I've been trying my hardest, but I'm gonna try to see if I can get a track with Bounty Killer. I would love to get a track with him. Ground Godzilla. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to get a track also with Shensia. You know, and I love to collaborate with them guys and Busy Signal and Sean Paul, all them man. I would love to do something with one of them one of these days.
Big Shensi are big, so you have go pull some Wally per string to get Shensi. Killer might be more reachable.
Yeah,
Busy,
yeah,
busy probably link, you can network with Killer to get busy, but Shensi a look a bit different. She kinda out there, but
yep,
at the stratosphere as far as artistry. Even
yes.
yeah, you're probably gonna have to pay a bag to get to that. Killer will work with you though.
Yeah, you would. That's true though.
Yeah, killer will work with you.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Trust me, I know. Trust me, I
Yeah,
know. So,
yeah.
hey,
The
get,
bigger
get,
the artist be, the more
the
harder,
more money you're gonna
the
pay.
more money you have to pay.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, it's facts. It's facts.
Um, you gotta come with some kind of leverage or something like that and be like, yo, whatever. So how big are you in your country?
In St. Croix, I feel like people know me, but I still got to get more bigger in St. Croix. In Virgin Islands, like people from the West, they know who I am. All my friends and the older heads, they know me as far as like, because I used to box and, I know the music. So people know me all over St. Croix. You check what I'm saying? But now it's just trying to branch into the music industry for them now is more of a okay, so it's Krueshef, so it's not Clarence Joseph. You know what I'm saying? I'm going as Krueshef, so there's like who's Krueshef? Who's this guy? And
Got
that's the thing I got to promote and market in the Virgin Islands and show people that hey, this is I am Clarence Joseph, aka Krueshef. I'm trying to transition into music, but still also do my boxing. You know what I mean? But this is who I am, and so I've just got to keep on pushing, put my name out there.
got you. Are you guys' language are pretty much English? I take it, right?
That's right.
Or
Yeah. Yes. It's English first, and then there is Spanish, and there is a little Creole and stuff like that in St. Croix. But
Patois?
there's people speak a little Patois in St. Croix, but we don't. It's not like a main language. But I do know some people that speak Patois. Yes.
Okay. So like if a person come to St. Croix, like your country, what kind of recommendation you got for them? Like them touch down and them I say, yo, them are going to Krueshef, the boxer slash singer, whatever. Like, what kind of things a person would look forward to in coming to your country?
Well, first we're going to the beach and get some titi bread and some cheese and some turkey meat or whatever, and just chill on the beach and eat some good food. Then before lunch, you got to go to either Zenny's. This is a Puerto Rican lady, man. Wow, her food is the best, man. She can make some bar rice and beans and chicken, wherever you need. And then, and then to oh gosh, I think it's another restaurant in the West. It's owned by I think it's oh my lord. I can't remember the name right now, but it'll come to me. But it's another restaurant in the West. You can't miss it. You know what I'm saying? I think it's called the Macintosh restaurant in West Soleil. It's really, really good. If you want just, steak, fish, whatever you need, them man got it. If you like waterfalls, natural waterfalls, I'll take them into Lagrange and show them the waterfalls in Lagrange. Take them up East End so they can see the castle, they can see the casino, and just have a good time, a good vibe, man, with good people. So,
Got you. So you
yeah,
go
man.
the sightseeing, the food. How's the woman in St. Croix?
Wow, woman, them beautiful, man. Hey, Roger has got one of the beautiful woman in the world too, I tell you.
Got you. So you definitely show them around and introduce them to So all right. So where's the parties at? Like where can you go to get the real life party like Jamaica? Like
Man, pretty much, and you could go west or you could go east. Like right now, them man having like carnival parties all over St. Croix. Like especially this time of the year, like around December time of the year, they have like Juve on the ships. They have Juve at nightclubs, bars. I mean, and dance hall and everything. They bring everything. They bring the soca, the reggae, the dance hall. Yo, it's a fete. Yo, it's a party for real. I'm telling you. In St. Croix, they have it. There's so much events going on. I don't have them right in front of me right now,
right.
but if they went to the tourism, the entertainment tourism of VI, they will see all those shows and festivals that got lined up, and it's a lot.
Okay. So like, if we're coming in your country, your town, like, much money man need to bring from the states to forward if you have like a real good time.
My son, it depends on what you know. What I'm saying it depends on that person how they like to hang out. I
Like
put
I'm talking like party like a rock star, like
star. I say you want to fight like a rock star. I
yeah.
say you bring a couple thousands with you. Bring a couple thousand with you
How much?
because
How much? Give me a
eh,
number. Like what? 2,000,
I
1,000.
said probably minimum probably 5,000. You know, if you really want to party like a rock star, you know what I'm saying?
Five
Because
grand.
yeah, my son, because you gotta pay for VIP. If you gonna pay VIP, you know, and you're gonna party and you're gonna gotta get a ride, you gotta get a car. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get a place to stay. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta do it right. That way you can enjoy the best time of your life in St. Croix.
Okay.
And you got to visit the other islands. You got to go to like St. Thomas, St. John, Buck Island, Water Island. You see what I'm saying? You got to go to all those different places to and party too. So
Okay. So you're basically you can just boat it to them other country there, right?
yes, yes, exactly.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, I'll be definitely looking into that. And if I do decide to touch on it, cause I love go to the islands, the man them thing like that. My wife
Cool.
not too crazy about the islands them, but me love the islands. And the island them keep me grounded. All the crime rates stay in the country.
Okay, I'm gonna put it this way: if you are tourist, that man ain't gonna mess with you. You check what I'm saying? You good.
Yeah, yeah,
No, the crime rate, yeah, amongst the locals is high because it's always something going on or somebody fighting or murdering over stupidness, but it's high, but as far as people coming down to St. Croix, the Virgin Islands, to have a good time, Americans, whoever it be, no matter where you're from, they don't mess with you just because you're coming in. You check what I'm saying? In fact, they're one of the nicest people to anybody who comes to the island. I'll put it that way. You check what I'm saying? It's just that we just fight amongst each other. And that's something that's been going on for years from since slavery days.
Got you. Well, it was a pleasure talking to what's your name? Crucial Chef or Krueshef?
Krueshef.
Chef.
Krueshef. Yes,
Krueshef.
I.
Pleasure talking to you.
Yes, I.
Please do share this link to your comrades and your friends and so and definitely where you located now? You in LA, right?
No, I'm in Marietta, California.
Yeah. Okay. So same, almost in the same area.
Yes.
In the event that I decide to touch down now, definitely link up with you. Me have another artist where we need to check out film country, Junior Joy, to big up to him too.
Link.
You know what I'm saying? Safe journey on your new expedition as artist. And yeah, do get back in chef. And when you're ready to fight, if you anywhere in within my vicinity, please let me know and I'll come support. You know what I'm saying? And shout
That's
out
what's up,
to
man.
you. So be safe and yeah, stay in touch. You know what I'm saying? And looking forward to hear from you again, either or as an artist or as a boxer.
That's hey, I just want to tell you thank you, man, for having me on your platform, and I appreciate it. And I just want to take this time to give the viewers also let them know they can reach me at Facebook. Twitter, Instagram, all at Krueshef. So Krueshef. Thank you, bro. I appreciate the interview. It was awesome, and we definitely got to do it again. And anytime you touch down in LA or California, hit me up. I'm here, man. So
No,
done.
me not come over there with them. Me I go, me rather go to island. More see the breeze. Must see the breeze at the beach.
I got you. No problem, brother. Yes. So you touch down, you say, Croy, we gonna link up.
Yeah, man. That's how I heard, man.
All right, brother.
All right. Big up, man.
Shalom. Shalom.
Bye,
Respect.
bye.